So it's been 72 hours, or a little over 3 days, since I first got my hands on the Samsung Galaxy S22, one of Samsung's latest flagship smartphones, which packs a lot of features and premium qualities for a much more reasonable price than its larger counterparts. In this video, I want to talk to you about the new experiences I've had with the S22 after half a week of personal usage and share some insight on whether or not the S22 could be the next phone for you. Let's get started. So starting with what is going to make this S22 such a worthy consideration in the first place, price. At the time of this video, the Galaxy S22, which comes in this pink gold color here, in addition to 7 other colors on Samsung's website, packed with 128 gigabytes of storage and 8 gigabytes of RAM, retails for $800. But Samsung is throwing every pre-order incentive they can think of at this phone, like a free upgrade to 256 gigabytes of storage over the standard 128, in addition to their standard enhanced trade-in values, and the exclusive link you'll find in this video's description and first pinned comment will get you $150 in Samsung credit to go towards accessories, so make sure to check out those links whenever you wish to take advantage of all these incentives. In exchange for the price you end up paying, you are also getting a 6.1-inch 1080p AMOLED display with a 120Hz refresh rate and incredibly premium feel and look overall with the matte glass backing and slightly stronger glass and aluminum materials overall compared to previous generations, a dual speaker setup for an excellent audio experience, a top-of-the-line water and dust resistance rating so that you don't have to worry about your fancy phone getting caught in the rain or just getting wet in general, and most importantly, a very manageable size and weight, making this one of the most enjoyable Samsung phones to hold and use on a daily basis. It is seriously such a refreshing change of pace to have a phone from Samsung that packs all of their latest features and capabilities from a hardware and software perspective in what feels like a feather in comparison to the overwhelming majority of phablet phones from Samsung and other brands out there. But what has actual day-to-day usage been like on the S22? The best way for me to quickly describe the daily user experience is that this phone has everything the average user would ever need and then some. Every aspect of what I use any phone for on a day-to-day basis has either met or exceeded my expectations here with the S22. Every time you pick up and hold the S22, you will appreciate the nicely rounded corners and super lightweight no matter how you hold the phone, whether that's in portrait for general use, landscape for watching videos, or even clawing it with one hand while laying in bed, which can't be done with any Samsung phone in recent memory. Jumping into the phone is super quick and consistent, whether you prefer to use the ultrasonic fingerprint scanner, which only needs a tap of your thumb to unlock, or the face recognition, which gets you in just as quick. The power and volume buttons on the side are very accessible, which makes getting into the camera super quick and easy with a double press. And the cameras are an area which really exceeded my expectations on the S22 in my first few days of use. While all the hype and craze online seems to be revolving around the cameras of the S22 Ultra, the standard S22's triple lens camera setup is well more than ready to tackle your daily pictures and videos. Videos come out really smooth, even if you're running backwards with the phone to capture your new puppy like I've been this weekend, and nearly every picture I took with the S22 has left me saying wow and wanting to show them off regardless of the scenario, whether it was in a very bright room or very dark room. As far as the actual capabilities of the triple lens setup goes, ultra-wide photos looked good in my initial testing, and the 3x optical zoom performed as expected, and the maximum 30x zoom gives surprisingly crisp results. You might not be able to take pictures of the moon like I can on my S22 Ultra, but I can assure you that this S22 camera array is more than ready for day-to-day camera needs. And around front, the front-facing camera also met my needs for a quick selfie here and there. The hole punch cutout is very very small and non-intrusive, but one of the most impressive aspects of this phone for me personally is how non-intrusive the insanely slim bezels are on this phone. For seemingly the first time, Samsung has managed to make a phone with absolutely no chin on the bottom, and I personally think it looks stunning. This, alongside the fact that Samsung has implemented a flat display design on this S22, means that it is beating out the iPhone at its own game of having consistently slim bezels around the entirety of the phone, and I am all here for it. You are getting what feels like the most amount of screen possible given this form factor and size, and it is something that I have thoroughly enjoyed on a daily basis. Even though the 6.1-inch display is definitely smaller than the majority of Samsung phones, I was still able to comfortably enjoy doing my daily activities on my phone, whether that's watching videos or playing games. While I would personally recommend a slightly larger screen if you plan on doing these two things for multiple hours a day, the screen size is going to be well than more enough for the average user out there. The one area of this phone that I think will be a bit of a toss-up here on the S22, depending on your use case, is the battery life. In a full day of my personal usage, I was able to get through the entire day with around 5 hours of screen on time. This is one area of the phone that I want to test more in the coming weeks because I feel that it can vary greatly depending on your use case. The reason I say this is because Samsung has implemented much brighter displays on the entire S22 lineup this year, which while it is one of my favorite new features on these phones, as I personally value being able to comfortably see your display outside in direct sunlight, this seems to have the most direct impact on your battery life. And this isn't just because the S22 has the smallest battery capacity among these new flagship phones, coming in at 3,700 milliamp hours, because the 5,000 milliamp hour battery capacity of the behemoth S22 Ultra only got me around 1 additional hour of battery life compared to this S22. So those extra brightness settings, while greatly appreciated, definitely need to be watched closely if you are in need of additional battery life on a given day. With all that said though, the 25-watt super fast charging gets this phone topped up relatively quickly, so a little less battery life isn't a deal breaker for me personally. So, after 72 hours or about 3 days of personal use with the Galaxy S22, my initial verdict is this. I am very happy with the overall experience the S22 has provided in my personal use case. I cannot stress enough that the lightweight of this phone is the cherry on top of all other aspects mentioned about this phone, as the lightness makes me much more inclined to grab this phone out of my pocket to take a quick photo or video when I'm out and about, and there is yet to be a circumstance where this phone felt cumbersome to use, which certainly can't be said for the S22 Ultra, which I've also been using alongside this phone, so stay tuned for my 72 hours later experience with that phone coming to the channel very soon. Overall, it is safe to say that this is definitely a good year to upgrade your phone if you have been looking to do so, and the S22 has fit perfectly into my life in very little time. With all aspects considered in this video, alongside the pre-order incentives that Samsung really seems to be pushing this year, the S22 is an easy recommendation from me personally. While the hype and viewership will predominantly revolve around the Ultra variant at the time of this video's release, I think that over time, the S22 is going to make a lot more sense for everyday smartphone users who want a premium smartphone experience without completely breaking the bank. Let me know your initial thoughts on the Galaxy S22 in the comments below, and I hope to see you around for the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.